It's 8 o'clock.
Welcome. You have come back to Master Force with Mushemsu-T. And I am your host, Mushemsu-T, and we have a wonderful show for you today. So before we get started, let us give you a little information about the female solution.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the female solution.
Yes, Thankful Thursday. Here we are with Mushemsu-T. I have a wonderful guest in store for you. But before we get to our conversation, let us talk about, remember, it's Thankful Thursday, and we're going to talk about the three things that I'm thankful for this week. First of all, I am thankful for all of the people who have made a difference in my life and who continue to make a difference in the world. I'm also thankful for my six grandbabies and any future grandchildren who are trying to get to me. And I'm thankful for world peace. Do you know that it's okay to ask for things before they arrive? So all of us can anticipate being thankful for world peace. Okay? So in my conversation today, I'm going to be talking with a very dear friend of mine. And we have been friends for many years. As a matter of fact, our relationship made.
Hey guys, I'm just Asada in the background, but Dr. Matthews will be in shortly, and so will Rita. But while we're waiting for them to re-arrive, let's just see what Rita's up to.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is my wonderful hand holding engineer.
I didn't know I was going to be here. Oh God, love y'all. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, Asada. You know, I love that Asada is making sure that I get used to this platform. It's a wonderful thing to have your sisters on hand with you. Okay. So, as I was saying, Dr. Tammy is and I have been friends, and we have had such a gradually building relationship that in this actual interview or conversation, I'm catching up with her on all the adventures she's been doing this year. So, without further ado, let us meet and talk to Dr. Tammy. Good morning. Great day.
Good. Oh my goodness. Great Thursday. Thankful Thursday, Musha Soup.
Yes, Thankful Thursday. How wonderful is that? I am so excited to have you here. This has been one of those anticipate, well, of course, I always anticipate talking to you, but because we haven't talked in so long, I could not wait to actually see your face and look how beautiful you are.
Oh my, thank you so much. Reflection of you, mirror, mirror, of course.
Oh.
Thank
Well,
you.
before we start in our conversation, I know who you are, and I have this whole history of who you are for me. But can you just give people a little bit of your bio so they can catch up before we get into our conversation about fit and fabulous with ease and grace?
Oh, absolutely. So Mushemsu, 2009, I was the founder and CEO of Restored by Tammy. I actually helped to teach as I was learning people how to holistically detox mentally, physically, spiritually, in order to live healthier, happier lives. And so I have, since that time, I've been coaching. It had been maybe about 14 years, the number 14, magical number. And I actually retired as of January 2025 from Restored by Tammy as well as from corporate America. So I am living my best life right now.
Retired. Okay. So now I love that because I love my retirement periods too. They don't
Yes.
mean the same as they used to me.
Yes.
So tell us what retired mean for you.
So I actually, which is, this piece of it, I moved out the country last year to Costa Rica. And from, I was actually working remotely for a company which allowed me to travel, which I am so grateful for. I love the company. And I ended my employment actually last year, July 31st. So I did continue to coach and do detox classes. I had a freedom journey for women, girlfriend freedom journey, just to support, again, those who are on the road to self mastery, just to get started, just to move forward, go to the next level in their overall health and wellness. Because as you know, it's challenging to travel and live your dreams if you don't feel well. So I continued on with Restored by Tammy. And then as a result of entering into a committed relationship with my, at the time, companion, partner, now husband.
Oh,
Uh,
wait.
now husband, he had observed me over the last 3.5 years, and he said, it's time for you to take care of you.
Wow.
And he allowed me the opportunity to do that by supporting me mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, to take that jump January 1st and just explore my self healing, my self mastery journey, and learning how to truly hear and listen to my soul. So, retirement, and I've learned from the best from you, Mushim. So, it's not what we've been programmed to believe that it means you just stop working and you sit and watch TV and eat popcorn.
Right.
It's just taking that time out. Especially from corporate America. I am fully retired from corporate America for
Yes,
sure.
yes.
But it's taken that time out to truly explore my soul mission and to work within that as a spiritual leader.
That is wonderful. Now I have to go back to the husband.
Talk about fit and fabulous.
Talk about thin and fabulous. Now, that is really, I don't know. Were you anticipating husband in that conversation? I don't remember this conversation last year. Did we? Because I always saw, for some reason, I saw him as your business partner, your
Absolutely.
partner. I knew him from some other projects. So, really, tell us a
Yes.
little bit about that, please.
Yes. So let me just say that the work that you have taught us as coaches to do that inner work led me to connect with a man. Um, who was also on his road to self mastery.
Mm.
And he was in Chicago, and I was in Atlanta. And basically, we came together and we had very similar stories and backgrounds. So it really initially started as companionship and then a partnership and literally because I saw so many strengths and so many areas of discipline that he was so good at, which was amazing to me. I said to him, I need your help with the self-discipline, the structure. And that's where the partnership began, where we were able to support each other. And it looked as if we would be, as a matter of fact, he did come on some of my group coaching classes to support the women. And it looked as if we were going to be going into business together. But then when we went to Costa Rica, life just changed. When you're living in a beautiful home, we had beautiful homes in the jungle, away from distractions, away from temptations. We could really clearly hear the direction of where our souls were taking us. It wasn't a mental thing. It definitely was not ego. And we came together and said, hey, we're supposed to be together. And there was so much progress in our healing. We saw over the 3 years, we saw so much progress in being in each other's company. How could we then go and get other partners and expect them to understand that we were just mutual friends? There was no sexual relationship. We were just friends, but we needed each other in order to be able to complete the soul mission, this bigger picture that had formed as a result of us doing self work. So, uh, we made a decision that it's meant for us to be that we were twin flames, that we were twin flames that had come together, and it looked totally unlike what the fairy tales told us.
It's not like the fairy tales. It's not like Hollywood would have you believe. And it does take, actually, you said something very profound. You said as we healed,
Yeah.
right, we could see each other more clearly as you went into the forest, or not the forest, but into the wilderness, the
Jungle, yeah.
jungle. You could actually pull away from all of the activity of the world and
Hmm.
just kind of hear yourselves.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that is such a beautiful. I see that the female solution says, "What an inspiring love story." That is a
Oh,
very inspiring
thank
love
you.
story, Dr.
Thank
Tammy.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
You-
And let me just say in advance, I don't want to hit the comments button only because I don't want to come out.
Okay,
And
okay.
so if someone says something or have a question, please let me know because I just don't want to touch anything.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
This is the first time, Mushemsu, that I have been on live this entire year. When you called me, I said, oh yeah, I got to be on this podcast because, as you know, I'm not on social media anymore, and it is just an honor to be able to share my story and hopefully inspire people on today.
Well,
So
you
thank
know,
you.
Dr. Tammy, you were part of my first class back in 2010.
Yes.
And I believe that every time we did anything, you always were the first one to raise your hand. You're
Oh.
like, count me in, Moo, count me in. So,
Oh yeah.
you
Oh
know,
yeah.
when this opportunity showed up, I was thinking, I wonder if Dr. Tammy is ready to show her face to the public again. But
Yes.
now, with all of the things that you have been doing, this really is a very different track.
Yes.
So with because listen, this isn't a young woman who got married so she could get ready to have kids and start a family.
No, ma'am. Mm-mm.
Okay, it's a whole, and it is such a beautiful look at would, especially because we're talking about fit and fabulous with ease and grace, you
Yes.
kind of already began to describe some of that. But
Yes.
when I say that when I actually said that term to you, what came to mind? What was the first thing that came to mind for you?
So I thought about, wow, Mushemsu always knows where I am. Like, you're such my soul sister.
Oh,
And I had not thought about what my life was like, but that title was like, this is where I am. I'm no longer struggling to maintain an ideal weight. I'm no longer struggling with temptations for food. I'm no longer struggling with relationships that no longer serve me. I'm really at this place where I feel amazing, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally. And being over 50, I'm not competing with 20-year-olds. I just have manifested this life that I always wanted, that I just live from my soul. And it feels wonderful. It feels natural. It feels like this is what I should be doing. So that's what came to mind when I saw that title.
it
I'm
feels
exactly where
wonderful.
I'm supposed to be.
Absolutely. Wonderful, natural, where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
That is really a great way of looking at it, because that where I'm supposed to be is the ease and grace.
Yes.
You're not
Yes.
trying to get someplace.
Right. Exactly.
You're present. Now, there was a time when you weren't there. What is the catalyst that actually put you on this walk for yourself?
Menopause.
Man, you better talk about it.
Woo! Which is so, I always want to give you your flowers because, if you were not in my life, I know that I would not be here as fast. I know that I would be here eventually, but I don't know if I'd be 70 or 80. Uh,
We get
so
90 years to get this right. So,
right, we get
we
90
still
years.
okay.
Uh, but your execution of aging gracefully, modeling that before us, Master Force coaches, I was prepared when my body started going out of whack, when my emotions were going crazy. Prior to, I was very in tune with what was happening in my body, and I've led a very clean life for the last now 15 years. But I had a trainer, so I was training 4 days out of the week. I was doing intermittent fasting, so I would eat one meal a day, OMAD, and I was feeling amazing. I worked out one week in the spring, and this was in 2021, I believe, 2021, 2022, something like that. And I left my trainer, and my body was just on fire. And I did not know what was happening, what was going on. I had no clue. And then I remember I had a situation where me and my dog, we went, it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I just felt so claustrophobic in my home. And so we went and sat in my truck. And I remember like texting my sisters, like, it's 10 o'clock at night and I don't know what to do. I feel crazy. I feel claustrophobic. I want to go get a snack, but I know I can't get a snack. It's too late. I don't know what to do. And my sister said, it sounds like you're in menopause. And I was like,
It's so interesting. Even the fact that it's named Men or Pause
yeah,
is just, it's really not good for us. Just let's
it
say
it
that.
really is not. It,
It's
it really is not.
it's a setup, you
It,
know, because it can be the most beautiful time in your life. It is the time for women to come into their spiritual ownness, their power, their
Yes.
prowess. They're
Yes.
at a time where they can literally hook up to the universe and create whatever it is they choose.
Yes.
But we
Absolutely.
get caught up in the physical side.
We get caught up in the physical side. And what I truly believe, because even though I was really in tune, that's what made me pause. That's what got my attention. That was the catalyst of, guess what? It's time to pivot.
Yes.
What has worked for you in the past, it's not going to work for you moving forward. So there's some adjustments that need to be made. And I had, because I just don't do pain, I just don't do pain, I don't subscribe to it. I had to make some quick assessments and quick adjustments in order to continue on my path. And as this was happening, that's when my companion and I came together, and I needed support. I knew all of what I had learned from Dr. Derek Williams, Dr. Laila Africa, my mentors in nutrition, but I knew I had to create a lifestyle that was supportive, that could go further than the initial practices that I had in place. And that too is what I thought about when I saw the title Fit and Fabulous with Ease and Grace. I had to alchemize the experience, as you said, Mushemsu, to be something beautiful and not, oh no, which is what we've been programmed to look at menopause as, but to say, wow, I am stepping up as an elder. I am stepping up as a woman of grace, wisdom, knowledge, elevation, gratitude for the next level in my life, the ascension process.
The ascension process. You know, I think that part of the work too, and the reason why I love the female solution, part of
Yes,
our work is to go back and redefine those spaces, like you just said. You know, we have to look at it in a way that enlivens us, right? It gives us more of ourselves instead of making us feel bad.
yes,
You know, there's something wrong. Actually, when our bodies are going through that, is, you know, it's telling you it's time to change. It's time to do
yes,
something different. You know, I tell people all the time, I eat things that I didn't even eat in my youth because my
right.
body said, okay, we don't want that. We want this.
Absolutely. And to not subscribe to programs,
Yes.
recognize the programs
Yes.
and hear what it is that your body needs. We don't have to prove anything to anybody.
That's right.
All the labels and all the this works for you and this is how you, eliminating all of that and truly learning how to sit with yourself, be quiet, and hear next phase. This is what I need mentally, physically, spiritually, soulfully. This is what I need. And there's no magazine, no book, no anything that can define what this next level is for me.
And that's really a great point. I want to get into the next level because you're talking about it the whole time, the importance of the mindset and it being an inside job. Can you give us maybe three places where you can where we can look to see, are we getting to the inside? What does that mean? The inner work. What does the inside look like? Can you give us some direction there?
Absolutely. So, one of the things that, and I know I've talked about this in other settings in regards to Master Force, was that I did not even know that I was not breathing correctly
Yeah.
until I started training under Master Force and learning and showing gratitude and how to appreciate just your breath, listening to your breath, knowing how you breathe, paying attention to when your breath fluctuates. Like that is important, to be so busy that you can't hear yourself breathe, or you are not breathing from your diaphragm. That is a sign that you are possibly derailed from what you really should be doing right now. That's one of the areas. And paying attention and learning your breath, learning how to sit with yourself. Meditation, the term meditation is something that's buzzing. That's the buzzword, to meditate. Uh, but to break that down, what that really means is just learning how to turn off all the electronics and just sit quietly and listen to yourself breathe, and just see what happens, see what comes to you as you are learning how to just be quiet and listening to your breath. I would also say, to the third thing, to create a spiritual practice that encompasses breathing, encompasses sitting silently, that you can do consistently, that will help you to really learn and hear from your soul, like what that really means. We're not talking about anything having to do with religion or anything like that, but acknowledging that you have this soul that is in your temple, that you want to guide you, instead of your ego, which is what is constantly fed through technology and wherever else, relationships. But like you always say, that right brain, learning how to operate from that right brain more consistently. I think those are the three things that will really help you to tap into that inner part.
That's beautiful, Dr. Tammy. I really appreciate how you brought that to light, because that's, one of the first things that we do tell people or teach is, start with your breath in the morning and end
Yeah.
with your breath at night, right?
Yes.
It's just
Yes.
being conscious. But when you train the breath, it actually softens how life shows up.
It does. And it changes the brain.
It changes the brain. It makes you more relaxed no matter what's coming up. You know, it's the breathing more than it is the meditation, because the
Yes.
breathing will
Yes.
take you into,
Yes.
yeah, yourself.
Absolutely agree.
That's wonderful. Now, what role would you say self talk also plays inside of silencing our sanctuary, as someone just said? What
Ooh, self-talk. Now that helps me with my emotional self. So the emotions, as you know, we are aware, are something that differentiates us from possible other organisms or living live organic things, right? We have emotions. Although I tell people, I'm like, I'm sorry, my dog had emotions, so whatever. But emotions are there to help the temple be aware of what is showing up,
our
right?
GPS, that's
Our
right.
GPS, yes, I
Mhm.
love that. Our GPS. And so, in order to balance, because we do have so many programs, whether it's billboards, I don't listen to the radio, watch TV, but there are billboards. There are all type of things that are out there that are constantly looking to change the brain, change the direction that can impact the emotions. Uh, so the self-talk for me is, what is your vision? What is it that you want to maintain in your temple? When you are feeling a certain way that's not in alignment with what you have stated can abide in your temple, then let's do some affirmations. Is this love? Is this making me feel love? So my self-talk is, if I am feeling that I'm not good enough, if I'm feeling that I'm not smart enough, whatever that looks like, you are amazing. You are right in alignment with your soul mission, doing exactly what it is that you're supposed to do. I incorporate that in. I also have little like affirmations around
Mm,
the home that remind me you are beautiful.
that's right.
You are strong. So that self-talk is really my soul, me speaking to my soul expressing what
Yeah,
it needs to in order for me to stay in alignment with my soul mission and why I'm here.
that's wonderful. We're going to go take a quick commercial break. And
Okay.
then when we come back, we're going to get more into our conversation with Dr. Tammy. In the meantime, let's listen to this.
Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair.
Hey family, this is Charles Humphrey of MCH Publishing, and I'm here with Ashada, and we at the Soulful Chicago Book what?
This is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, slamming.
We getting down in Hyde Park. Just run it down, my sister. Just tell us, for the people, a little bit about what we're doing here today and why.
You know, this is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, and this month is very important. I feel like we don't give it the type of recognition that it needs. But beyond that, I do all things literary, and we have so many ancestors that have taken a tradition of writing and done great things. Well, we have those of us that are carrying on that tradition, and nobody knows about them until now. So the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair is allowing us to tell our stories according to ourselves for our own benefit. And it's just beautiful. I mean, she could have been here today if you wasn't here, but if you were, it's been amazing. People came in consistently, children, and we have children's authors, we have nonfiction authors, we have fiction authors. This is really good, and it's about taking our own power in our own hands and doing what we do on the literary tip, though.
Right.
I gotta work, but I can't help it. Everything going to school. Now I just about bring my African shit like this. Bring in the African shit.
Oh, that looks so much fun. And that's
Um,
happening again in February at the Little Black Pearl Workshop in Chicago.
yeah. Is it February 15th, I believe, right?
Well, we'll
I think
find
she said
out
that.
because we're
Okay.
going to start talking about that because that is a beautiful, beauty. And I have some new books. Have you got your book written yet, Dr. Tammy?
I have not. I started it and then you know.
I know you started it and then you got married. No, no.
Well, I traveled the world,
Okay, you started it. Oh, you started it. You retired. That's what you did. You
I
retired and
did. I
then you
did.
traveled the world and then you got married.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah, yeah, I did.
So now in this segment, I would like to talk more about the joy that you have discovered inside of being fit.
Mm,
Now, you mentioned that teaming up with your mate provided access to more self discipline, right? More self
yes.
discipline. So people don't usually equate discipline with joy.
Mm,
However, there's great access there. Can you kind of step us through that?
yes. So remember, I have always been this workout girl. I had a trainer. I cycle gang, my spin family. I run 5Ks. I YMCA, my favorite organization to work out. So I have always been a workout girl, right? Um, did I find joy in it? I did not have time to, because I was on auto mode, if that makes sense, like almost like a robot.
Yes.
Uh, so although I felt good, the ego felt good because I'm like, hey, I'm 40 something and I can do this, or I'm 50 something, I can do that, ego driven. Um, but after having an opportunity, because moving to Costa Rica and traveling internationally, I had to find other ways to stay fit. I found, first of all, how to really just love and appreciate love my temple. And as I was learning how to listen to my soul and my temple, that's when I first got to Costa Rica, and woo, I was eating, woo, eating beans and rice. um, but I started really listening. So, I didn't have a spin class. I didn't have the trainer. It was more self motivated. So being in the jungle and in nature, I did a lot of walking. I did some jump rope, but it looked very different because I was in this beautiful sun. I'm on the beautiful Caribbean Sea, walking in the sand, and that mind, body, spirit, soul connection became reinforced, where I really found joy in feeling my body move, and just simple movements, stretching, grounding, of course, walking, riding my bike on the Caribbean. Like, it just felt organic. And so the discipline piece looked very different than what it looked like before. I didn't have to be at a class at a certain time, or see my trainer at a certain time, or get ready for this race or prepare for this race. It was more so about my soul telling my body it's time to move. Oh, it's sun up, it's sunrise. Let's go and walk on the Caribbean. And that was that ease and grace and that internal self-discipline that kind of kicked in for me.
Yes, I can hear that. I as you were talking, I was thinking that a lot of times what we do is we get this schedule
Yeah.
and we put the schedule together,
Yeah.
and then we make sure that we get that schedule done. You get the schedule done. And all of that is what you said. That's ego driven. Yeah, I
It's
got it
ego.
done. But at the
Because
end of the day,
yeah. Yeah, it's about, like, I want to look a certain way in my clothes. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look a certain way in your clothes, but if you're angry about it or struggling because you don't feel like working out, or you're not getting there fast enough, or you're there and then you're not getting the attention that you thought you would have once you got to this weight, or
yes.
right, or you feel like you're suppressing your natural desire to eat pizza, it just, that joy is not there, because really, what's your motive? What's driving you? Is
What's
ego,
driving you?
or is it self-love? Is it soul?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Dr. Tammy, most people, and I know it took me a while to learn this, and I must say I'm probably still incorporating it. But the discipline is probably the strongest form of self-love that you can have.
Yes, and that's where my companion supported me. I
Yeah.
did need support as far as the physical, because I just love to exercise. That's just a natural love. All my life, I've been active. I was a cheerleader growing up. I always worked out. I was always at the gym. I was gaining weight, but it wasn't because I wasn't working out. It was because I was eating, and eating more than I was working out.
Right, right.
So that was a natural love for me, always to be physically active and to be outside. What my partner, my husband, my twin flame, supported me in was the eating piece, the elimination of those foods and those relationships that were making me have to work harder physically to overcome some of the habits that I had. So
Mm.
he helped me with the elimination process that made the fitness piece a lot easier for me.
Yes, Dr. Tammy, I can see because most of us don't realize that we have a food addiction, right? We don't realize that we have a food addiction, and that food addiction, again, that's an
Yes.
ego trait, right? It's the
Yeah.
ego that's really craving something.
Yeah.
And if you stop giving into your cravings, a
Yes.
different message actually does show up in your body.
And understanding why you have the cravings.
Yes.
And that's where the soulful work, the breathing, the sitting with yourself comes from.
Mhm.
Why is it that I have cravings for certain foods that constipate me, that makes me feel funny, foggy, that causes my body to swell? Like, why am I putting in? And these were the questions I was asking myself. Why do I continue? Because my taste buds like it? But the taste buds have been programmed.
And conditioned, absolutely.
Yes. So why am I continuing to harm myself and then have to work harder in the fitness area because I have to overcompensate because I won't eliminate the very things that's caused me to put on the excess weight?
I remember I remember when I had to be about 13 or 14, and I had went over and decided I went to the Marian Mosque in Chicago and decided
Yeah.
I'm going to be a Muslim, right? And I came
Yeah.
home and told my grandmother, I'm not eating any more pork. I'm not eating pork, no pork chops, no bacon. No, I'm not eating any of that spam. That's all poison. I'm not eating that. My grandmother said, you might not eat these chitlins, but you're going to still clean them.
You don't get a pass on that.
And I'm thinking to myself, why would she insist that clean these things and she know that I don't want to eat them? And my cousin says, because she know you going to clean them. She know you are the one that will get them clean.
Yes,
Whether you eat
yes.
them or not, you're going to pick out every little black spot. Oh, and when you think about that's how we ate,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
again, that's
yeah,
the program, that's the conditioning. So part of that too is looking at the traditions that we've been brought up in. And that sound like the work that we do when we're sitting with ourselves.
yes,
And we can throw in journaling at that time.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
I
that we can
keep
that's right.
I'm taking
Yeah.
notes because I always learn things from you. So yes,
Thank you. But
yes,
so now I want to point to a couple of beautiful things that you put into light for relationship. And even though, this is part of the fabulous side, right? Because you said that you went to your then partner friend and said, I need your help.
yes,
The saying of that is a form of surrender,
yeah,
acceptance, receiving. I'm letting you in. I need you to assist me to get to where I'm going.
yes,
It
yes,
actually speaks to admiration, respect,
yes,
right?
yes,
Appreciation. And
yes,
every man
yes,
wants that from his partner.
yeah, 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 yes.
So, were you always this soft in your relationship, or is this a new part of the fabulousness that came from your healing journey? Talk about that.
Oh, totally new. Totally new. For me to even, so I'm Aries, I'm to the
I know
club.
you're Aries and a 10 of club.
And I'm to the club that has been single most of her life. And my ego carried the women are better than men. We just are. And so, what do I need you for? I've helped so many men in my life, and they've gotten better, and they're better for somebody else, right? So, that was more of my attitude. But because we came in as more so, we didn't come in under the romance. We came in very authentically. He needed my support in the mental, spiritual piece, and I was able to support him in that area. And uh, we grew our relationship, a great companionship. And I said, and I watched him. I was able to observe not only his journey prior to getting to me, but uh, just his journey as a result of us being around each other. And he was very focused, very disciplined. And I said, I just had to humble myself. Remember, he's in Chicago, I'm in Atlanta, and I'm like, I need you to come here. And that was, yes, me. I feel like I've always, since Master Force, since 2010, or towards the end of 2009, that even I was even led to Master Force or attracted to Master Force, that I've always done my self work, but I did always have a mirror in
Yeah.
order to see the effects of it. I would see myself showing up, but not long enough for me to make the adjustments and then just see, okay, so I made the adjustments now. Am I better? Are my results better? Like I just didn't have that consistency. And so that was something that I had for the first time that I was able to make adjustments. And so I felt very confident and comfortable with him being my mirror and for me to be vulnerable. And that was definitely something that I had to learn. And it came as a result of all the information that left brain had that I now then was able to apply consistently.
Wow. You my mind just goes, it just sends it someplace else every time you start talking,
Yeah.
because really I I think it's so important when you talked about mirrors. We really, that is the most authentic approach that we can have to knowing who we are.
Yes.
And if we can learn that when people show up in our space, they're a reflection of us.
Yes.
So no matter what the criticism is, if you're going to
Yes.
criticize them, love them, whatever you're going to do, that's you actually to yourself. So
Absolutely.
if you're blaming that person, it also means there's something in you that you're not accepting or taking responsibility for. And
Absolutely.
that's the big, so can you, I just need you to talk a little bit more about that mirror, because that is the greatest gain that we have in our life. If we can see that this is my reflection. And what
Yeah.
are they teaching me here? What am I learning about myself?
Yes.
And keyword, how can I apply it? Because we run,
Yes.
we
We
will run. We will say,
were.
oh, that's a red flag. Oh,
That's
no,
right.
that's you.
Yes. Yes.
You running,
Absolutely.
but you're going to still keep running into yourself. So, can you speak more about the mirror?
Absolutely. So, because our relationship did not start out with, I saw you across the room and wow, you're fine and you're this, it wasn't that fairy tale. Um, there were parts of me I could see because he was very honest and very uh and he was vulnerable, and I was able to see myself in him. So there were a lot of good things that I saw. And I'm like, wow, we're very similar. But again, observation. Now he's no coach, he's just being who he is. Because I've been trained with Master Force and I'm a coach, I'm like sitting and observing how I'm showing up here, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. But then there were the areas of intimacy and being able to express emotions and how he felt. And of course, the initial reaction is, well, how do you feel? Like, you need to talk more about your feelings. Like, how did that feel to you when you were in that situation? And then I said, okay, stop, pause. Okay, that's why it's important to sit with yourself. You're showing up. Your level of intimacy is showing up. So it's time to go within and work on expressing how to express your deep emotions, to tap into your emotions, and to be comfortable in sharing with yourself things that you suppressed for so many years, that you blew off, that are impacting some of the decisions you're making and how you're showing up in this relationship. And again, it's a companionship, it's partnership. It's almost like, I hate to say it, but a sense of bullying. How are you going to make somebody else be something and
Oh,
you can't even do it yourself? You want that person to show up a certain way because you don't want to do your self work. And that's what I found for myself. Like, be more expressive, be more open, be more loving, be more. And no, Tammy, you model it. That powerful feminine energy. You walk it out. You model it. You be your best self. You express it. Because again, that feminine energy is more powerful than that masculine energy. So balance that Aries fire out and learn how to be soft in that yin.
wow. That is, and it takes that. It takes telling ourselves, pull back, just observe, let
Just
it go,
observe.
let it happen.
Yes.
That's
Let it happen.
beautiful.
Yes, and let me
Re-
just add really
yeah.
quickly that he is a Leo.
Ooh, okay,
So
fire.
this was very challenging.
Two fires, absolutely. But
I
I
don't
can definitely
generally
see
date
that.
Leos.
Yes, yes.
So yeah.
Well, now that you have created this beautiful, amazing lifestyle, what habits have you put in place to sustain it? I mean, the next time we talk to you in about 6 months or so, whatever, what's gonna be, are we gonna still see you smiling because you've applied your spiritual wisdom and you've actually gotten more deeply into your intimacy? Tell us what are the habits that's gonna sustain you?
So what I have in place right now, my partner has created a beautiful spiritual practice, in which we practice in the morning. When we were in Costa Rica, um, it was sunrise because sunrise is at 5:30, sunset was at 5:30. So it was it's 12 hours a day and 12 hours of a night. So we've created a beautiful, he created it, and of course I follow it. And it's a beautiful spiritual practice where we breathe, we meditate, and we're big on plant medicines. And so that's what we do the first thing together. And at the end of the day, prior to going to bed and switching off our, phones and things like that, we do our meditation and we close out our day. Um, so those are two major factors that we have done together for the last, now almost a year now. We started December of last year together. This was something he was doing on an individual basis. And then I joined in December, I believe, of last year. And actually October is like always it's my favorite month, let me say that, but it's like my new year in a sense, because it's 10, it's number one. It's the most beautiful month, I believe, out of the year. It's not a birthday month, it's just something comes over me in October. And so I started eating raw last October after we got back from Panama. And so incorporating more, yeah, more plant, more live, eliminating plastic, microplastics, starches, things that's found in rice and pasta. They put microplastics in everything.
Yes, they do.
So they do. And so, I don't do meat substitutes anymore. Those are my flaxseed crackers. I learned how to create my own after I realized, the why I like certain things. I just learned how to create with healthier, like that flaxseed crackers. Is flaxseed is sesame seed. It's or sunflower seeds, I should say. It's different seeds coming together, and I bake them, and then when I want to kind of snack on something, I have something to snack on. Pumpkin seeds, things like that. So between the most important piece is me connecting with the creator of my soul. That's the first thing. That is the practice. Making sure, my husband, he makes sure we have watermelon juice, coconut water all the time. So that's our hydration. And yes, yes. And then, just fresh foods. Um, in my background, I don't know if people can see, but in our surroundings, we have like the bar in the back where we do our, like, my fake pull-ups, but I do my ab work.
Right.
He does real pull-ups. I just do and then we have like the resistance bands. And I don't know if you can see past the little hammock I have here, my Costa Rican hammock thing. But we have resistance bands. I'm sitting here on a vibration plate. I'm in Atlanta. It's beautiful. It's still 80 degrees. It's wonderful. So we go for walks, but our surroundings. I got a
Yes,
massage gun, right?
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we just are surrounded for success. We set ourselves up for success
Yes.
and making sure that we have everything in place. Of course, water. I just, me and my water, I'm always going to have water.
Absolutely. You used to bring me my alkaline water. That was such a gift. Even when I was teaching classes at the loft, you would come in there with 10 gallons. Hey, it's water for everybody. Yes.
Yes, yes.
That's the
So
poor.
yeah, that instills, because again, we gotta look holistically. Can't just be, I'm gonna just get my body a certain way. That connection with your creator, that's the most important piece.
The most
Learning
important.
how to hear from your soul. Yeah, girl, I'll send you the flax crackers recipe. It's real easy. And they taste good. And you put your seasonings in there, it's delicious.
Wonderful.
But yeah, I we just make sure that we have everything that will set us up for success and movement. Over 50. You got to move every day.
Gotta
It
move.
doesn't have to be, and shouldn't be, anything that's going to cause your body to have pain and swell. It Over 50, you don't have to do that unless you're running a marathon. You're doing something like that. But just to get your lymphatic system to flow, to drain properly, to get your muscles to strengthen. That can be walking upstairs. That can be being on the wall and just pushing yourself, doing push-ups on the wall. I mean, there's so many, like sitting here on with the vibration plate. My lymphatic system is impacted. Uh, if you have a job that you're sitting all day, just taking breaks and doing just little minor jogs in place, stretch your hips out. It's
Yeah.
movement. It really is just about movement and focusing in on not putting things in your body. I learned I can't even do olive oil like I used to because
Mm.
it clogs the lymphatic system.
Wow.
My goal is to eliminate.
The clock.
So I
That's right.
don't want to take 48 hours because it's now trying to process oils that are probably not the real olive oils,
That's right.
So those are the things that you keep in mind. Holistic. Everything is connected.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Tammy. This was the best way. You're my first guest here, and I really appreciate your time. And I am looking forward to having you back because there's so many topics that we can rock on.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh, for sure. Yes.
And everyone else, thank you for joining us today.
Thank
And
you.
next week, we're going to have straight from Puerto Rico, Master Force Coach Teresa Lugo.
Ooh, hey,
So
Teresa.
be sure to join us. And I hope the rest of you have a fabulous, fabulous day. And we will look forward to seeing you next week on Thursday.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, Mushemsu.
Thank you.
It's 9:00. We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, zhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jareh. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.